Mediation: how Johnny Depp settled his wildest legal disputes. Before the fame, before the scandals, before the courtroom battles that made global headlines, there was a boy from Kentucky with a guitar, a dream, and a storm brewing in his soul. How does a shy, misunderstood teenager become one of the most iconic actors of our time, and then nearly lose it all? Why did Johnny Depp spend millions shooting ashes into the sky, and even more on wine that could drown a vineyard? What secrets were buried beneath the glittering surface of Hollywood's most eccentric superstar? And who betrayed him when the cameras weren't rolling? This is not just a story of stardom. It's a saga of betrayal, redemption, and revenge served with a side of vintage Merlot. From the birth of a troubled star, to the $25 million meltdown with his managers, to the $30 million handshake that exploded in court, and the man behind the madness who collects dolls, reads Ulysses, and plays guitar with Alice Cooper. This is the full, unfiltered chronicle of Johnny Depp's rise, fall, and fight to reclaim his legacy. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear is stranger than fiction, louder than rock and roll, and more dramatic than any role he's ever played. John Christopher Depp II entered the world on June 9, 1963, in Owensboro, Kentucky. His mother, Betty Sue Palmer, was a waitress with the emotional range of a Shakespearean tempest, loving one moment, volcanic the next. His father, John Sr., a civil engineer, was a quiet man who preferred blueprints to arguments. Together, they created a household that was anything but stable. The Depp family moved over 20 times during Johnny's childhood. Why? Because Betty Sue was chasing something. Maybe a better job, maybe a better life, maybe just a fresh start. Each move was a reset button, and young Johnny became a master of adaptation. You never knew what was coming next, he later said. It might be an ashtray thrown at your head, or a shoe. At age 12, Johnny was gifted a guitar by his mother. Not a fancy Fender, just a shitty little Decca guitar for $25 and a blue plush amp that sounded like a dying blender. But to Johnny, it was Excalibur. He locked himself in his room, playing along to records, escaping the chaos of home. From that moment on, I don't have any memory of puberty, he said. I just paid attention to the records. Music became his sanctuary. It was the one thing that didn't scream at him, hit him, or move away. At 16, Johnny dropped out of Miramar High School to chase music with his band, The Kids. They had modest success, opening for legends like Iggy Pop and the Ramones. He tried to return to school 2 weeks later, but the principal told him, "Go follow your dream." So he did. He lived in a friend's car, sold ink pens over the phone, and took odd jobs to survive. "I was a punk," he said. "I didn't care about anything but music and escaping." Johnny's first acting role came in A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, where he was literally swallowed by a bed in a geyser of blood. He was 21, broke, and had no formal training. His then-wife Lori Ann Allison introduced him to Nicolas Cage, who saw something in Depp and urged him to audition. Then came 21 Jump Street, 1987. Depp became a teen idol, earning $45,000 per episode. But he hated it. "I felt like a product," he said. "I wanted to play characters, not just be a poster boy." So he rebelled. He teamed up with Tim Burton and became Edward Scissorhands, 1990. A gentle, misunderstood artificial man with blades for hands. The role demanded emotional depth and physical precision. Depp nailed it. Then came Ed Wood, 1994, where he played the optimistic, cross-dressing B-movie director. And finally, Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, 2003. A swaggering, rum-soaked pirate inspired by Keith Richards and Pepe Le Pew. That role made him a global superstar and earned him an Oscar nomination. He won a Golden Globe, a Screen Actors Guild Award, and received 3 Oscar nods. But behind the scenes, the pirate's ship was leaking. Depp's romantic life was a carousel of famous faces. Winona Ryder. They met in 1989, got engaged 5 months later, and he tattooed Winona Forever on his arm. After the breakup, it became We Know Forever. Kate Moss. From 1994 to 1998, their relationship was fiery. Moss later said, "I cried for years after we broke up." Vanessa Paradis. They were together for 14 years, had 2 children, Lily Rose and Jack, but never married. Depp said, "Marriage is from soul to soul, heart to heart. You don't need a piece of paper." Amber Heard. They married in 2015. By 2016, it ended in a storm of allegations, restraining orders, and a defamation trial that would grip the world. Before the Heard saga, Depp faced quieter wars. In January 2017, he sued his longtime business managers, Robert and Joel Mandel of the management group TMG, for $25 million. The charges were staggering: failure to pay taxes for 13 years, costing him $7.5 million in penalties; unauthorized loans, lavish spending without consent. Depp claimed they paid his sister $7 million and his assistant $750,000 without telling him. He was furious that his Kentucky relatives were allowed to spend millions unchecked. And then came the wine. "It's insulting to say I spent $30,000 on wine," Depp told Rolling Stone, because it was far more. He also corrected TMG's claim that he spent $3 million to shoot Hunter S. Thompson's ashes into the sky. "It was $5 million, he said 10. TMG fired back, calling him a habitual liar and claiming he spent $2 million a month on 14 homes, a yacht, and a private jet. The trial was set for August 2018, but both sides blinked. In July 2018, they settled through mediation. The terms were confidential, but Depp declared victory. "This is a demonstration that I will protect my reputation and my family." TMG fired back with a counter-narrative that painted Depp as a financial hurricane. 14 homes across the globe. A yacht so lavish it made Roman Abramovich blush. A private jet because commercial flights are for mere mortals. Memorabilia collections that included rare guitars, vintage Hollywood costumes, and yes, dolls. They claimed Depp burned through $650 million, living an ultra-extravagant lifestyle that cost over $2 million a month. That's $66,000 a day, enough to buy a Bentley every week. Depp, however, insisted he was kept in the dark. "If I want to buy 15,000 cotton balls a day, it's my thing," he said. TMG was supposed to make sure I could. The courtroom showdown was set for August 2018. But as the date loomed, both sides blinked. Why? TMG feared public exposure of their internal dealings. Depp, already bruised by tabloid frenzy, wanted to avoid another media circus. So they settled through mediation in July 2018. The terms were confidential, but Depp declared victory. "This is a demonstration that I will protect my reputation and my family." The pirate had parried the blade and walked away with his dignity intact. Next came Jake Bloom, Depp's attorney of 18 years. A Hollywood titan, Bloom had represented the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ron Howard. But he had one fatal flaw: no written contract. In October 2017, Depp sued Bloom for collecting over $30 million in fees without a formal agreement, a violation of California law. Bloom had operated on a handshake deal, a tradition in Tinseltown where trust often substitutes for paperwork. But trust, as Depp had learned, is a fragile currency. Bloom countersued, claiming Depp hadn't paid his bills. But in August 2018, Judge Terry Green ruled that the oral agreement was invalid. Depp had the upper hand. Bloom's firm, Bloom Hergot, was accused of fraud, allegedly overbilling and misrepresenting services; conflict of interest, advising Depp on deals that benefited the firm; malfeasance, failing to disclose key financial risks. Depp's lawyer, Adam Waldman, delivered the final blow. They avoided the shame of evidence in a public trial by paying Mr. Depp an 8-figure settlement. They are correct that 8 figures is a fraction of 9. Bloom's team, led by Brian Friedman, insisted they settled for far less than Depp demanded. "We're pleased to get off the endless Johnny Depp litigation train," Friedman quipped. The case sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Handshake deals, once the norm, were now radioactive. "This will change how business is done," said Benjamin Chu, Depp's attorney. Depp, emotionally and financially drained, reflected on the toll. "My son had to hear at school that his dad lost all his money," he lamented. But he emerged wiser. He now insists on written contracts, monitors his finances personally, focuses on art, acting, painting, and music. Depp is a walking contradiction. He collects dolls and antique guns. He reads Ulysses by James Joyce, a literary Everest. He plays guitar with Alice Cooper in the band Hollywood Vampires. He's described as an INFP, introspective, creative, emotionally intense. He once said, "I think everybody's weird. We should all celebrate our individuality and not be embarrassed or ashamed of it." That philosophy guided his career, and perhaps his legal battles. He didn't just fight for money. He fought for identity, autonomy, and the right to be gloriously, unapologetically weird. Before you sail off, crew, don't forget, if you enjoyed this wild ride through the life and legal labyrinth of Johnny Depp, make sure to follow us, subscribe, and click that notification bell, so you never miss a moment when we drop another jaw-dropping tale from the vault of fame, fortune, and folly. Was mediation a good option for Johnny Depp? Let us know your opinion on this in the comment section. We've got more intrigue, scandal, and behind-the-scenes drama coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's next. Stay curious, stay bold, stay tuned. Next up, Marlon Brando.